Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday afternoon. I'd like to welcome in a familiar face if you've been reading GoLocal on a regular basis. We now have a regular contributor in the way of Dr. Ed Iannuccilli. Thank you for coming back in
Thanks,
today.
Kate. Pleasure to be here.
I
Thanks so much.
appreciate your coming back because the last time we had you in, it was sort of your pre-regular appearance on GoLocal. You had just published your latest book.
Yes.
Came in here to promote that as well, but then we lured you over to publish portions of your writing on GoLocal. And I just want to start off with, what's the reaction been? What are you hearing from folks?
Well, I started writing, I think, in late November for GoLocal, and I'm overwhelmed with the amount of responses that I get from people, both on my email, both on GoLocal site, on the Facebook site, and I'm compelled to answer them. So I appreciate the responses, and you'll hear from me.
And how much of, we were talking about this in the green room a little bit, do folks really relate to a lot of the common experiences of which you write? You know, so much obviously taken from your youth, but a lot of Rhode Islanders say, oh my gosh, I so relate to this, I know that place.
They do.
I mean, it's the 6 degrees of separation are now what, like a half?
Much less. Well, people tell me the same thing every time I write the story. You wrote my story. And I say to them, write your own story, because it's the same. I write a lot about the 40s and 50s in Rhode Island, and now I'm writing more about current things, but it's a small state, it's a small place where people know each other and have the same experiences. It cuts across all cultures.
So when you put that pen to the paper, or on the keypad, if you will, what's your approach to writing? When you say, I want to put something forth, does it have to hit you when you sit down? Are you disciplined and have a dedicated time that you are going to be writing?
Yeah, I have a dedicated time. I'm disciplined enough. But I think of so many things. There are so many topics that you can write about that. When I write, I want to put the reader in the middle of the story, in media res, as they say. I want them to feel what I'm feeling, so I write in a descriptive way after I get an idea of what to write about. The last one I wrote about was, I wish I knew how to whistle.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of whistling when I was a kid and I wasn't able to do it, and now I hear from so many other people who say the same thing. I wish I knew how to whistle.
Wish you knew how to whistle, and you did have was it the Lauren Bacall reference?
Yeah, the reference to the Lauren Bacall, Humphrey Bogart, To Have and Have Not movie, when she said, just pucker your lips and blow. I'm not talking about that kind of whistle. But everybody relates to that.
But it is, again, those commonalities, as you said.
Yes.
People say, you've written my story, but you say, write your own story. And you also do quite a bit of teaching.
I do. Well, I did teach when I was in practice. I taught at medical school. But now what I try to do in my presentations, and I give a lot of them in a lot of different places, is try to encourage people to write their story. Look at their pictures, because there's a lot to glean from pictures, and you can make a story from a picture. To look at their own pictures and decide how they want to tell their story, how they want to have a legacy of story. So that's really what I teach. I try to teach them the style of how you devise a topic, how you describe the topic, how you look at pictures and do it.
So is that really a big basis for your writing, is kind of photo-driven, things that jog your memory of, oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that, or oh, I need to tell this story. As you said, really looking at those photos to really give you that inspiration.
It's a great resource, and you got to get those photos from the drawers and from the shoe boxes. What I did was get all the photos I could from all the relatives that I could get them from, and from my own family, and scan them into the computer. Now, when I write about my dining room when I was a kid, I don't remember what the wallpaper looked like, but I have a photo that helps me describe what's there. And then I get more ideas from that. So it's a resource, and a necessary resource, I think, for my writing.
So every week we do publish Dr. Iannuccilli, and here we are. It is March of 2019. What can we expect from you in the writing realm this coming year, Doctor?
Well, I have you can't believe I must have 100 different ideas and different topics to write about. So I'm not going to run out of material. And every day if you look around when you're walking down the street, or you're in a restaurant, or you're listening to a conversation, or you're in a museum, there's so much to see and absorb and then to write about. So it goes on, and it'll continue. I could write about what I'm doing right now, Kate. Be careful. One never knows.
Actually, we did have a woman, Wendy Fashion came on. She's a great advocate for her deceased son, Neil. Came on for the Jester and Farley Fund, and she wrote on her own blog afterwards, having come on, and sort of that experience of being in front of the camera and looking at yourself after the fact and like, oh, and I do it all the time too. What could I do better? Like what, finding those little tips and trying to do that as well. So as you said, take any opportunity to bring your real life into writing as well. And I saw that picture of you in the class lately. What was that photo that you had posted with some students?
I have a friend at Providence College. He's a professor of biology, Dr. Wan, who's become a good friend. And every year, it's really interesting. Every year he invites me to speak to the class of biology seniors. The first year I went in, it's maybe the third or fourth year. Now, the first year I went, I thought I would talk about the stomach and intestines. And within 2 sentences of my presentation, the student said to me, "What was it like when you came here to Providence College? Why did you come to Providence? And why are you writing? And tell me about your career." So 2 hours were taken up, and they are every single class, by those questions about my career. And I think they're looking at their future as they ask me questions.
Oh gosh, how important is that? Having come from the field of medicine and obviously an accomplished writer as well, for those aspiring doctors to sort of maybe take the holistic look at life and how that interplays with just the myopic look at medicine.
Absolutely, you're taking care of people. You're not taking care of a liver. You're not taking care of a heart. You're taking care of a person who comes with all kinds of issues in addition to their physical and maybe mental issues. They have a lot of things that they need to relate to the physician. So it's really important that you're a physician first. That's what I tell the students. You're a physician first. You're a healer first. You're a listener first. And then you're a doctor. And then you're a specialist. And then you're a subspecialist. But above all, you're a physician. So people need to know how to listen, how to understand. Sir William Osler, who founded the Johns Hopkins Medical School, said, "Listen to the patient. They're telling you the diagnosis." And that's critical, and I try to tell the students that all the time.
Well, clearly you've always had your eyes and ears open, from a successful career in medicine to, again, an equally one in writing that we so enjoy being able to feature here
Having a ball.
on GoLocal Prof. So be sure to catch in every week to catch Dr. Ed Iannuccilli. And we're going to bring him into the studio regularly because he has quite the following on GoLocal of a fan club, that does love to read him every week. Have you heard from other people like you might not have heard from your years past, and they just say, "Dr. Iannuccilli, there you are."
Absolutely. That's what I love the most about this writing. I hear from people that I haven't seen or heard from in years, and they say the same thing. "You're telling my story. It's great to see you. Nice to see you there. Let's have coffee." If I can't have enough coffee with all the people who want to have coffee and talk about writing. Everybody wants to be a writer.
Well, if you want to be a writer, there's no better writing than to check out Dr. Iannuccilli on GoLocal Prof. Doctor, thank you for taking the time to come in.
My pleasure.
We're going to tack back to politics here, downtown Providence, in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Thank you.